One of the biggest things that weighs on my shoulders is just thinking about the future, wondering what will our life be really like in about 15 to 20, maybe 25 years from now. Just looking back about 5 years ago, my life was completely different. I don't know if any one of you watching this video can look back 5 years ago, and if you're in the same exact position, then maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's not, I'm not sure. But realistically speaking, most of us probably have changed in some way, shape, or form. Maybe we're making more money. Maybe we've become more spiritual. Maybe we've grown with our family. Maybe we moved. Maybe we found a new job. It could be a million and one other things that something has changed within the past 5 years. So then imagine another 5 years, and then another, and another, and another. And before you know it, 20 years have passed, and now your life looks completely different. But I don't only mean this worry is in my mind just on my personal life. I actually mean it in terms of what the world is going to look like. We have so much things that are changing right now. Being a person that lives in America, I truly wonder what's going to happen with the dollar. Is there going to be a genuine collapse in the dollar and it's going to just be worthless, and the people that have all this gold and silver are really going to be the new rich people? What's going to actually happen with our lives, our society? Because majority of the people that I speak to, the people that are my peers, my friends, my family, cousins, people of that nature, even just random strangers that I meet on the street, most of them, they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know if they're going to ever be able to afford a house. They want to move. They want to go to some other place, some other state, maybe another country, but they just cannot afford to. And it's sort of scary, if I'm being honest with you. It's a really big stress, especially once you have children. Given that I have a son, it's a huge stress factor because you start to really think, what's going to happen when my son is my age? What's going to happen if I have more kids? Like what's going to really happen in 20 years from now? You don't know, and I don't know, and I don't even think the people in charge know. I think that most of the people that are running this country and running the countries all around the world, I really think that they're going day by day. Like there's a few people that are trying to kind of be consistent with some sort of systematic approach to their countries as a whole. Like China is trying to like limit this export on these precious metals, because now with the increase in AI and all this technology, people need precious metals. We need the silver. We need all these different rare earth minerals to kind of survive. And thinking about how they're doing this stuff right now makes me wonder, how fast is this global change going to take place? I really don't know. And it really, really stresses me and kind of makes me confused, because you try to maybe make your own investments. You try to position yourself in a way that in the future you'll have a retirement portfolio, you'll have, your 401ks and all that good stuff, and you're going to have some sort of income to live off. But you don't really know if what you're doing now is going to really pay off. For example, like I have some investments in the stock market. I am trying to grow my portfolio with the pennies that I have. And yet it seems like if I end up getting to that 20-year mark where I'm supposedly supposed to compound interest and compound this this snowball effect for the dividend growth, I'm supposedly supposed to have about $1 million in about 20 to 30 years. But am I really going to have that money? Am I really going to even be able to use that money? How is it that I'm going to be able to really be assured that that money is even going to be of any value? Maybe in 25 years from now, the $1 million that I'm supposedly supposed to have, maybe it's going to be worth nothing. Maybe it's going to be worth the same as a dollar right now. I don't know. And just that fact alone truly scares me a lot, because it makes me just stress so much. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that's confused. I know I'm not the only one that's wondering, where should I put my money? Should I just store my money under my mattress? Should I put my money into, like, should I go try to buy like 1 gram of gold at a time? Like what should I do? Is it really going to even matter? How much of these things do I have to amass over what period of time until I actually see some sort of real value, or until I'm able to actually even live off that kind of that money? You don't really know. Nobody really knows. the best thing I guess that we can do is hope for the best and maybe elect people that have our best interests at heart. I genuinely feel that the climate of the political atmosphere in essence is just what it is. It's just political. There is no reasonable approach to anyone and for anything, and it's not really aimed at really helping any one of us. Yeah, there are these government assistance programs, and yeah, there are these like names for these organizations that, they sound all nice and fluffy, all these good things, but then in reality they're not really helping you. They're not really even doing anything to be of any service. And that's what blows my mind. you know I live in New York, right? And having my taxes taken from my paycheck, from my hard earned money, like things that I do, like I stand on my feet literally all day long, right? And I have to get taxes taken away from my paycheck. And then when it snows, for example, the streets don't get cleaned, the garbage doesn't get picked up, there's just a mess. Criminals get arrested and they get let out 24 hours later. People are really, really like scared for their lives. They don't feel like they're safe at all, even though the police get paid. Like, we don't have real security, real safety. We don't really feel it here. And I'm not the only New Yorker that feels this way. I feel like we're completely abandoned. I feel like all the millions and billions of dollars that they've amassed, accumulated, whether it's over time or at once, from taxes, it just goes into the pockets of these politicians, no matter how good this politician might feel like they are. And it really hurts because you are supposedly putting your trust and faith in people that are in government to protect your future, to protect you currently and your future, to make sure that the country just doesn't go bankrupt out of nowhere. And then having us see things like the snow is not getting picked up in time and there's no system in place. Like the last time we've had a big snowstorm, for example, was about 10 years ago in New York. You're telling me in 10 years time, nobody in the government, nobody that's been hired, whether it's a private contractor, not a single person was really able to figure out a system of how to pick up and dispose of snow that gets like accumulated by the masses. Like, you don't really know. Like, I've seen videos from Canada, I've seen videos of other places around the world where they have such amazing systems where the snow gets picked up, they kind of help people out, they remove the snow from the street, they don't just assume that people are going to be able to dig their cars out. What about the elderly people? What about people that are in, God forbid, wheelchairs, people that need walkers, just in general, people that cannot do the physical labor of cleaning out their car? You're telling me we can't figure out how to clean snow, but I'm supposed to just believe that the politicians and the government systems that are in place are gonna 100% protect everything about me? No, I cannot trust that because I don't see the small things being like, how can you handle some big thing if you cannot handle the smallest thing? And let me be honest, it's been snowing for thousands of years. So for us to not be able to figure out how to get rid of and clean the snow is preposterous. So I really don't know what's going to happen. I know that I went on a huge tangent there about like, feeling like we're completely betrayed by our leaders, but it's kind of all intertwined together. It's not only just as simple as, oh yeah, the dollar is getting devalued. Why is the dollar getting devalued? Why are things happening the way they are all around the world? There are different answers, there are different reasons for why that is. A lot of it is nuanced. Nothing is ever fully white, nothing is fully black. There's always that gray matter in the middle. And so you have to be able to try to be as nuanced as possible with every single situation that you get presented with. But ultimately, we need some assurances. We need some sort of guaranteed security. We need to feel safe when we walk outside. We need to be able to have this community of people where, yeah, it's totally safe for my kid to be able to go outside by himself and I have no worries or no stresses because I know that there's police, surveilling the area, that criminals, if they do something wrong, they get locked up and they get put away for a certain period of time that's, according to that crime, it's fitting to the crime, the punishment, all these different things need to happen in order for society to blossom and flourish. But if we have all these systemic issues, then we cannot expect that the individual is supposed to somehow change the world. The world gets changed a little bit at a time. Obviously, the individual person can contribute to the world changing, but it's not that simple. It's not like there's going to be some grand revolution or something like that. No, we need to know that the people that are supposedly in power, they need to be having our best interests at heart. And I don't feel like that is the case. So that's why I sit and I wonder. And when I wake up and I wake up in the middle of the night, or I go to sleep, or when I'm just doing things throughout the day, I just literally have this random thought like, what's going to happen in the future? Is any of this even going to matter? Is working going to matter? There's Elon Musk in one ear telling us that, money's going to be irrelevant one day. Nobody's going to need to work. And then you start to think, how would that future even look? And so it's really scary because we currently, our generations, the people that are living now, the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, we're in a really, really very skeptical spot right now. We really don't know what's going to happen. And that's kind of the most dangerous part. And I think the even worse part is that the people that are in power, they don't know, they don't have a clue either. And that's really insane. Listen, guys, I hope that you stayed till the end. I hope that today was better than yesterday. And I will see you all in the next one.